Hey guys, welcome back to Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Commander Cookins, and our chain of command is staying the same, but Discovery is changing. That's your in. That's a little bad joke for the day, which isn't really a joke. Let's do it. You should do it again, but with your joke. Or we can't go back and edit this. Oh no, Stuart, just keep going. Ignore me. Keep going.
Oh, I do ignore you on a regular basis.
That's
anyway, there it is. Yeah. So as we saw in the trailer for season 2 of Discovery,
yes.
Pike takes command of the
Discovery.
Discovery, yeah. Which is interesting because a lot of people have been raising the question, why? He's got a Constitution class cruiser. Why does he need Discovery? Because the Constitution is supposed to be the cream of the crop. You know what I mean?
Or at least overall best. Obviously, Discovery has the spore drive, even if it shouldn't be used.
Well, yeah.
And it is newer, so some tech would be more advanced, but might have smaller power emitter, less power generation ability, so less power to warp or weapons. It's not a warship, so.
Well, it's also been brought up that it's a science vessel. Can conduct 300 separate scientific research missions at the same, or research things at the same time. So, since they're going to explore these anomalies that have showed up, maybe they need specific scientific equipment, which is only available on the Discovery. Or it could be as simple as the fact that since Spock took time off to go do this, they need to find Spock, and both Burnham and Sarek are on board the Discovery at this moment. So, who knows? But then they could just transfer them over to the Enterprise. So, yeah, there's something special about the Discovery specifically. So,
well, if you look at the end of the season, the Enterprise looked fine. Like it would have always been nice if it was damaged. There are work bees in the trailer, but their work being something that's still working. Like they look at the Bassards, but the Bassards are still fine. So there isn't any visible damage per se. And like you said, so it does bring about, okay, what does Discovery bring? They specifically called out they can't use Spore Drive, and we know Spore Drive is going to, in a show context, get retconned out because we can never see it again. It can never be used again. It can never be mentioned again. So this show has to. Like, the Spore Drive was the plot device of Season 1, It was only invented to get into the Mirror Universe. That's the only reason the Spore Drive existed, actually. It didn't. It got them to Kronos, but that was just because they had to... it was all part of the same big plot. So Season 2, they can't use it anymore, so that's not Discovery's forte. So it could just be, like I said, because of science, or maybe some deeper thing. Maybe Lorca left some toys. Did Pike know Lorca? Did Pike know Mirror Lorca? Maybe...
It's a very good point. See, I don't think Pike knew Lorca, and I think Lorca might have been employed by Section 31. This was a whole conversation that was kind of brought up. Because there's Section 31, we see Section 31 badges in Episode 3 of Season 1.
And then never referenced again until deleted scene of Episode 12.
Right, and the deleted scene was they knew that Georgiou was the Empress. Yep. They recruited her, Section 31. So did Section 31 bring Lorca over and were working with him on Discovery? Did they know he was from the Mirror Universe? Wouldn't surprise me. Maybe a way to get rid of the Klingons. Maybe a way to stop the war. I don't know. But that's kind of going off the rails as far as this conversation is concerned.
Let's make it back on the rails. Is Section 31 looking to Pike? Would that be an interesting plot development if he's one of their agents? One of those famous captains that we barely saw, just like Georgiou, ends up being a Section 31 agent in the sense of a Bashir, a captain doing the best thing, which would be great because he seems nice and friendly, and yet he's having to do these other things for the greater good. I mean, they could be totally good for morals, but what do you think? Because that would be an interesting... You wouldn't necessarily expect that, would you?
No, absolutely not. And that's a great advancement of the character. And it kind of explains, in the 3 years since the Cage, what happened, because he was really upset and really, not excited about being in command of the Enterprise anymore. Having all these people under his command. Yes. And now all of a sudden he seems revitalized. Something happened in those 3 years.
Positive. That's where Section 31 gave him the ability to make real change.
And wouldn't it be interesting if the reason he got disfigured was a special mission for Section 31? That they had to cover up by saying that he was doing, saving cadets or something. Because that's what the spy industry does. Yeah. They cover things up and they create false cover stories.
See,
That would be really neat, actually. That would really expand Pike's character. Wow, that's really cool.
So there's some things that are like, wow, you're forcing this as a retcon, like a Spock's sister. You're radically changing the relationships. You know, suddenly Sarek is no longer the same person because of this, this, and this. You know what I mean? And some of these things aren't for the benefit. Whereas this, my canon brain says, ooh, it's interesting because Pike is such a minimal character. But to give him that layer cake, you know, I like the idea of having him be so. It basically is the opposite to Lorca, because Lorca was. I mean, I don't think he was Section 31, but I think he doesn't seem right to me. I mean, he'd be using them if anything, and nothing they did was secret, particularly. Like people knew, the Federation knew about Spore Drive, captains knew. Like nothing was a secret. It was all whatever. So, wouldn't that be an interesting twist if then Lorca's sort of good, but he's still a dark character, and then revealed. Pike being nice, revealed as an agent, has a dark streak, but actually he's a tortured dark streak. He's the best captain among us, and like a Cisco, has to make that choice. And do we then think worse of him? Do we think he's one of the captains of the Enterprise? You know, you couldn't do this to Kirk. That would ruin Kirk, I think. Kirk is that's too much, but a Pike, you know, and like you said, that'd be a great retcon to say it was a cover story, give him a much more epic ending. Yeah, I really dig that actually.
So something I just thought of, you know how in the Menagerie Spock risks his career and everything, risks being court-martialed to help Pike, to save Pike.
He doesn't even feel guilty, you know?
Yeah. It could be that this mission that Pike's undergoing, either he doesn't have authority to take over Discovery, but he does anyway to go and find Spock, to help Spock, perhaps.
Ooh.
He risks his own career, and that's Spock's way of saying thank you later on. Could be that this whole mission isn't authorized by Starfleet, and Pike's commandeering the Discovery for whatever reason. I mean, there's so many possibilities, because we know that Spock has taken a leave, he's gone, but he's linked to these things somehow, according to Burnham, in the trailer. So who knows what's going to happen, but I think that would speak really well to the Menagerie. You know, the reason that Spock risked his whole... I understand serving with somebody, you know, having them be your captain and feeling you owe them something, but I don't know.
And it's interesting because, again, a quote-unquote proper Trek show would say, right, we're in pre-TOS, Cage has happened, we've got these characters, we've got the events of Cage, Menagerie, and the early part of TOS. Let's use those elements and make something new with them. You know, enhance, if you can retconningly enhance Cage and Menagerie and these events by giving it, that's really cool. Like we enhanced, I do think this was an enhancement of Sarek picking Burnham over Spock, feels guilty for Spock. That's part of why he and Spock fell out. I kind of like that as a retcon. It explains why he feels guilty and annoyed and angry, and there's things behind it. I like that's more tangible stuff. That was a good choice. So, like you say, yeah, I probably bet that this was an authorized mission, but I think there's a second part to that. Like, it gets more and more desperate, and then the act of, hey, I'm going to disobey all the orders, we're going to go ahead and save him. That choice, and wouldn't it be fun if he gets court-martialed or, like, loaded rank to commander, and then number one becomes captain, and then he has to get himself back into captain, and then, like, he has a little bit of a Kirk thing. Bit disrespectful to the character, but it'd be kind of funny.
You know, and something else that just popped into my head when you're talking. These 7 mysterious orbs that show up, whatever. What if it's Lorca coming back?
Oh. No, don't revolve season 2 around season 1. Please, go away from season 1.
I know, but people like Lorca. I'm just dropping.
Nah, I'm fine with Lorca coming back. Mycelium, Ghost. Well, he got displaced in a different universe, so I'm sure he would want to haunt his current universe, unless he'd be here to haunt Georgia, which would be kind of fun. You know, it wouldn't be fun if all he is her in her dreams is Empress Georgiou's dreams. You see Lorca just killing her again and again and again, but she eventually takes over her body and then becomes. I was about to make a dirty sounding sentence there, but I'm not going to say it. But you know, he uses her to take over things. I don't know. Because remember, there is Empress Georgiou. That's going to be a thing. Although she's an expensive actress, so, you know, budget. Big thing about season 1, they put a lot of budget on cast. But yeah, taking over the Enterprise. That's the story.
Taking over the Discovery.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, it's just interesting because from what I took from the episode, they were leaving Earth, center of the galaxy, or center of our universe, Earth, and they got distress signal very quickly, within minutes of them, so they're not very far away from Earth.
Mm-hmm.
In the vicinity, and the Enterprise is there, distress signal. It's not a direct distress signal. It's not a, hey, Discovery, stop. It's a, we're in distress. That's not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it could have been any ship that was there. And okay, we're assuming that they may have known Discovery was on the way. We talked about that before in a different episode. Like, is it a coincidence of Discovery? Is it really cool? Like, or is it, like I say, just a coincidence?
Mm-hmm.
Or was he just trying to get a ship in range, a ship to take over? Or why isn't he just hop back to Earth? Like, it's a weird set of events. That's why the clandestine nature might work really well.
Yeah, see, it's still undetermined whether he needs Discovery specifically or just another ship.
I mean, just the spore drive would make sense. That's the best weapon in the galaxy. But
yeah.
Is that it?
You don't want to use the spore drive again so soon after saying we're not going to be using the spore drive again for a while, if ever. So yeah, it's still determined what exactly is going on there. And it is odd. I find it odd that Spock's taken a leave, that he's linked to these things, and both Burnham and Sarek are on board the Discovery. So who knows what's going to...
The one ship that happens to take Sarek back to Vulcan. Happens to be.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that he's in charge. We didn't know what was going to happen in season 2. We assumed that we'd see the bridge, we'd hate it because it'd be an awful version, insides and things. They couldn't do it right, but having him join Discovery, he's going to be a great character, a great actor.
Yeah.
Really grow who that person is, which are really exciting because Bruce did a great job in the JJ movies, so there is more of a jumping off point now.
And that being said, he has signed on for 13 episodes.
Series regular.
He's confirmed that. So
that's a hell of a thing.
So it kind of negates. I think I might negate my whole hope. This is only 5 or 6 episodes long. This story arc. I don't know. Unless he comes aboard Discovery for a longer time, I don't know.
Well, I mean, how would you feel if it was like the treasure map approach? Each episode is like a step on the map to get to the destination. Each one's a story, each one's an adventure, each one's kind of, some are just to a nebula, some is to a hostile world, and Pike's the one leading the crew to find these things where Spock is probably going to be, but it's still quite episodic. It's just there's this grander thing. But we know although I'd kind of like if it was like 5 episodes and boom, the whole thing gets blown apart with it really means this.
Yeah, I'd be on board with that totally.
Which one?
I can see them. The fact that they're stopping.
Yeah.
Like you said, or if they're heading towards the anomaly and they get sidetracked by something that they can't, avoid, and they kind of get embroiled in something else on their way to do this. That's also fine. That's something that's realistic as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pike's a good get because he's a lot stronger captain than Giorgio was. And Burnham would be a bad choice for command. She's shown so many poor decisions and trade with the Federation and all that stuff. She really wouldn't be a good PR choice, even with Discovery's mission. And Saru isn't strong enough for command yet. I'll give him. He might be eventually, but certainly not yet. And we could get evil Tilly, but she might not come quietly. So, so he's a good choice. And certainly you need a strong captain. The ship, I think what we learned in season 1 is that a captain is essential to make a Star Trek show work, a good captain. That was always sort of the lead. But it can be a lead without being the lead. It needs to be a lead, though. I think Burnham could learn a lot from him, which is interesting because, they already met, they already worked together roughly, 7 years ago in Desperate Hours. And I want to review that book at some point because I'm most of the way through and there's a few points in the writing that I think are tremendously bad. In the sense that this is not how the universe works, and it fundamentally breaks the scenario, and it made Pike look a bit crap. to make the other characters look better. You know, are Giorgio characters better? And it's like, if that's the same Pike, I mean, I know he's quite a bit older in this one, but it's like, if that's the Pike in this one, I would be worried, because he made some pretty poor decisions that would, you know, Lorca level decisions, yet he's meant to be Pike. So, but again, they're not going to make that canon, because they, you know, they're writing, they're moving forward, but...
True, but I was just thinking, you know, he worked with Giorgio, Empress Giorgio's here. Imagine if they ran into each other and refer to the events of Desperate Hours. That'd be
fun.
Something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
so many possibilities. So many great possibilities for season 2.
Just clever writing is needed, and clever linking things and linking the canon and thinking about it. And it's a Trek show. You've got all these connections you can make. So we're excited because they've got different writers, they got different producers, they got different directors. It's because a different team making this season, pretty much. So we're excited. It could fall again, but you know, hoping for a few standouts, and at least it's sciencey exploration. That's the key. They're going into the unknown, doing fun things. So important. So excellent.
Anyway, guys, I think that wraps it up for this. What do you guys think of Pike taking command of Discovery? What are your theories? What are your ideas? Put them in the comments below. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to click the notification icon so you get notified every time we upload. We're going to have lots of cool stuff talking about the minutia of these trailers and all the breakdowns as well. So if you're interested, make sure you get notified by clicking that bell icon.
And you can support us directly, because we sort of need funds to make this show and all the shows and keep this channel alive and kicking. So we want to just do more than just the basics. Support us on Patreon, the monthly donation scheme. Super important, guys. And even $2 a month, which you literally won't notice coming out of your account. If 20 of you gave that, it'd make a huge difference. So thank you. Or more, obviously, would be even better. Or a one-time donation at trekyards.com. So essential, so important. Please do give. We absolutely rely on it to keep the show coming, and time to make these episodes, which do take time. And you watch them like they're nothing, but they take time, and funding is important for that. So thank you in advance.
That's right. And don't forget to join the Facebook page, Trekyards and Fleet Yards. Lots of cool discussions over there. So until next time, guys, I am Captain Foley.
I am Guadagongs. So excited to go to the next one, so I'm...
I know. I'm on board for Discovery. So even have my Discovery crewman shirt. So season 2, let's go.
You'll be captain by the end.
Yes. Bye, guys.